Get ready to go. I'm ready if you are. Good morning, y'all. Coming out, y'all. Great morning, everybody. Great morning, and thank you. Thank you for being here this morning. I want you to know I see you wherever you are coming in from. Let me know where you're coming in from, but I see you out there already. IG, OGs, YT, OGs, and FB, OGs, MRP, OGs. I see you, and I'm so very, very grateful for you this morning for being here. Welcome to the Mitch Race podcast. I am Mitch Race. I'm going to hop on over to Facebook for a second just to make sure I have my connection. And I believe it is looking good. I see you out there. I see you. I see you, Strong Island. Welcome. Welcome. Great morning from the great city. I'm going to call it a city of Strong Island. It's a city all of its own with our, of course, always destined for greatness, the one and only. That being said, thank you again for being here. I don't want to take up too much of your time. I want to welcome you and thank you for being here and investing your Saturday mornings with me, for always opening up your home, opening up your heart to me, and just opening up your mind to just hearing what I have to say and talk to you and share with you all about self-image, self-esteem, knowing your value, invisibility, uh, understanding and unpacking your self-worth, because these are things that are really vital in my life and have served me a great deal. And my story is based on overcoming and going through many of the things that I speak about, gaining confidence. That's another big, big thing for me. So I just want to, again, just thank you for just allowing me to space and investing your time with me, because you could be doing so many other things, but yet you are here to learn and grow. And so am I. I'm ready to share. Um, I'm an image strategist. I help middle aged, seasoned professional men and women, also younger uh, men as well, who are distracted, unclear, and don't know their value, gain clarity and vision so that they can become the best version of themselves while earning their desired high level income to match their image. And as an image strategist, I help people to see what's going on inside and outside of their self image and their image so that they can figure out better, because sometimes we get stuck in things um, that hinder them and hinder us from our next level of greatness. And we don't want that. We want to go full speed ahead and go into our greatness and figure out our purpose, because it's just there's nothing like it. It's an amazing, amazing feeling once you've found out what it is that you're supposed to be doing, as opposed to being distracted and letting the world tell you what you need to do. You get the opportunity, you get to choose to love to figure it out. And I get the opportunity to help you to figure out and unpack that. Uh, Other than that, let's see what we got over here. Okay. Yeah. Blessed and wonderful day to you. Also, Trinidad, I see you. I see you. Thank you. Thank you. Yep. I see you tuning in and turning it out from the Caribbean. What is it? The Caribbean, Trinidad. Some people say the Caribbean. Okay, so whichever one you say, that's the one we're going to go with. But today, I'm going to talk to you about scarcity mindset. Scarcity mindset. Is it hindering you from next level greatness? Is that one of the things that stops you from seeing your next level greatness? Is it one of those things that stops you from trying, from thinking that you can, from understanding that having and entertaining a scarcity mindset can keep you, and then having understanding that these things can keep you from so many things? I fell victim to that. That's how I can talk about this, and it's why it's a topic that's really pretty close to my heart and my mind. It's a big, big part of my story. As you know, I was out in Vegas, and you may not know this, but and because you may be listening for the first time, many of you do know the story. My mom had passed away in 2020, March 10th to be exact, 2020. And at that point in time, I was okay, because I felt like at least I was okay, because um, my mom left me very full, and I knew where she was going. I knew that she was going, and she knew that she was going. And It was a little tough, but the resolution for me was that she was in God's hands. But as you know, even though you put things in God's hands, we have a way of getting involved, and we can mess things up. So I'm not saying that it was a messed up situation, but I'm just saying that, listen, I'm grateful for the fact that she was in the Lord's hands. And um, at that point in time, while everything felt like it was okay, um, I went through a period, short period within the course of a year, where as I was very distracted, and I had accumulated a scarcity mindset. My self esteem had gotten low. I was going out a lot and hanging out a lot, and just probably spending too much time just enjoying myself and thinking that a lot of that was enjoyment, and just taking my eyes off the ball a little bit. You know, doing some good things, but not doing the things that I could have done to really build myself and grow myself in a direction that would have been conducive to productivity. But that being said, you don't know what you don't know, and you just keep going until all of a sudden you find yourself like me in a hotel room in Vegas in October, a year later in October, just going to the bathroom, looking in the mirror, and going, "Wow, I do not recognize you. I did not recognize myself." I looked in the mirror, and I felt like, wow, I just had all because I was hiding a bit of happiness. Excuse me, I was hiding probably a lot of unhappiness and probably had a lot of weight on me still, and just things that I had not taken the time out to process. And those things sort of like weighed me down, and I wasn't paying attention to them. So I was masking them with happiness, and probably everybody thought, well, yeah, he's really got it together. And yeah, to an extent that was true, but to an extent it was not true. I looked at my face. I just realized, wow, you've lost that spark in your eyes. Where is it? I looked at my body. I had really gained weight, and it really was not my best that I know that I could be. And again, I had accumulated this mindset. Um, and it just was not good. It just was not the best place to be in. The the forward on that looks like I find a community because I don't have very much of a plan at that point in time, but I do end up getting into a community. I was being blessed, as a matter of fact, by my mentor Darren Walker, who had started a challenge called the Icon the Icon Within challenge. I joined that, had some success in that as I was going through that. Um, it wouldn't be too long after that I would be very successful in that. However, then I would kind of like crash and burn a little bit, and I needed next level tools. Thank God that Darren to the rescue again, the community to a rescue, because he had built up his company and said, Mitch, I really think that you ought to check this thing out. This thing could really help you. And at that point in time, the scarcity mindset had set in that I wasn't enough at that point in time, that I didn't have enough, and and that I was not interested. I'm so glad that God tapped him on his shoulder to reach out yet one more time, encourage me to throw my heart over the bar. I joined the community, ended up with a whole bunch of new and great relationships. I had relationships in and and success again in the Icon Within, but this was just the next level of things to come, and that definitely was for me. So I was able to shake a lot of things. I was able to get my confidence back in order and really boost it and bolster it up to the point now that it is today. But more importantly, it allowed me to actually find my purpose, because I would not have found my purpose had I not thrown my heart over the bar, had I not trusted um, my mentor, and had I not tapped into a bunch of really fine, amazing, creative, outstanding icons who would help me to channel, figure out, and unpack my purpose. So that being said, that's my story. Got some amazing things to talk to you about a little bit later. Thank you for allowing me to share that with you. And let's go. So today we're going to talk about scarcity mindset. Is it hindering you from next level greatness? A scarcity mindset is a pervasive belief that there isn't enough of anything, whether it's money, time, or resources, leading to a constant fear of lack, chronic worry, and behaviors focused on hoarding and competition. People with this outlook often prioritize short term needs, have a narrow view of possibilities, struggle with long term planning, and may neglect important relationships or self care due to their obsessive focus on what they are missing. All right, so let's go. We're going to unpack this by going first to characteristics of a scarcity mindset. Focusing on lack. You tend to focus on lack. You tend to focus on what you don't have, leading to a feeling of inadequacy. Have you or do you know someone who has said or believed, I'm not enough? Remember, I just told you those words. I don't have enough. I never have enough. I don't have the money right now. I don't have the time right now. I don't have what it takes. Well, these are voices coming from possibly even running rampant and living rent free and going unchallenged in your mind. I am not enough is a belief that you lack skill or that you can't learn. I don't have enough can grow into so insidious a belief that it can manifest itself from a thought to crystallizing a financial reality that becomes a hardship crisis. That is something that happened with me. And it was in my head. I'm not saying that the circumstances weren't the circumstances because I was going through a really set of challenging circumstances at that time financially that actually created that fear. But it manifested itself and it almost manifested itself in me not finding my purpose because if I follow my logic and I'm going, well, you don't have the money, that means that you're not going to find the money. And that's going to bring us up to a couple other things that I'm going to share with you with that. So it's an insidious belief. Or, yeah, I don't have the money right now. Whether that's true or not, it does obviously that depends on your circumstance. And this question can be relevant depending on the circumstance. But more often, it begs a reframe. If not now, then when? When are you going to have the money? And again, I'm not brushing away anybody's sense of lack or where they are or their circumstances because who am I to judge? I can only share with you from my perspective how my thinking was reframed and changed by the circumstances. So, yeah, when will you ever have the money? The chances are you won't, just based on your mindset and what you're thinking and what you're experiencing at that time and the fear that you are actually in involved in. So, will this always be a factor? Or when you say you don't have the money, will this always be a factor? Or will you always deter to a scarcity mindset that doesn't allow you wiggle room to think outside the box and find some creative ways to get the money? I don't have enough time. And I want you to understand my perspective of the frame of questions. I'm really looking this is from a point of self-investment because to me that's where everything really begins when you have an understanding of that. Because again, if it were about money for me, then I would have not made the life-changing decision that would ultimately lead me to help change the lives of others. And that's where this becomes um, really super important to understand and why I'm zeroing in on it the way that I am. Because if it's about money and not purpose, then what's it really about? What is it really about? No amount of money, I think, is as important as what it will do to change your life but really, possibly, really significantly change someone else's life that's in a lot more worse shape than yours, where they really have no hope and no chance of seeing their purpose and unpacking their value. And that is key. So, yeah, if it doesn't allow you wiggle room to think outside the box and find some creative ways to get the money, how about I don't have enough time? If you don't have enough time to develop yourself to find your path, to follow your dreams and purpose, the reality is that time can probably be found in other things that aren't serving you so well at the moment. A focus on lack will certainly hinder you from next level greatness. Hoarding and self preservation. There's a drive to hold on to resources, even if it means not using them for beneficial activities or relationships. I've heard it said, and I believe this, that if you're clenching your fingers together like this, okay, I'm going to try to hold it up for my camera to see it. Let's see if I can do that. If you're holding you're clenching your fingers together like this, you can't give anything away and you can't receive anything. What a way to live, right? What a way to live. Nothing gets in and nothing gets out. If you're holding on to every single thing, then how can your hands and heart and mind be open for a blessing? How does this help others? How does this help you? Self preservation is where most of us live, and that to an extent is understandable. But the reality is that it's not always about us. Are you holding on to resources that you can use to invest in yourself or others? Is a scarcity mindset keeping you from engaging in activities like joining a thriving and life changing community? Is fear cultivating a scarcity mindset that is hindering you from next level greatness in relationships? Let me tell you something about relationships. Relationships are one of the richest and most priceless things on this planet that we can invest in. Are you hoarding your resources? This hoarding and self preservation will undoubtedly hinder your next level greatness. Welcome, Florida. I see you. I see you. Welcome, D. Walker. I see you. I see you, icon. Competition. You may see others as competition for limited resources rather than seeing opportunities for collaboration or shared growth. If you're watching the success of others too closely and comparing yourself, then you're stealing from your own bag. Don't steal from your own bag. Look at how full your bag is and be grateful that there's something in it. Be very grateful for what's in it, no matter what it is. We don't always know what's in other people's bags. We don't. And what they did to get that bag. Would you be willing to do it? You might not be. If you're looking at others as competition and you see the limitation of resources because you don't see whether or not there's enough for you, if you see the limitation of resources, then your vision to work or grow with others will also be limited. You may even be looking at the playing field the wrong way, as if there's not enough room for you, and you resent the fact that there are others in your space. But that is scarcity thinking, my friends, and it will hinder you from next level greatness. I see you already. If you're getting value, yep. If you can relate, yeah, that was me. Hello. Fear and anxiety. A chronic sense of fear and worry about not having enough to meet your needs is common. We've all been there. And it's a natural and protective instinct. But when we worry to the extent that we enlarge the territory to create mental giants, fear and anxiety rob us and create dream slayers to kill our goals. Fear and anxiety will hinder you from next level greatness. I'm going to try to go quickly to these because I don't want to spend all day here with you. Your time is valuable, but it is worth getting these nuggets and investing in. Tunnel vision. You can experience tunneling or cognitive tunnel vision where you only focus on the immediate negative information about a task or situation and ignore other important aspects. So you won't see the value because you're focused on the negativity of things. It may be that you see it more negatively than positively anyway, because that is just your mindset. Another example of this would be instead of seeing a benefit of investing your time to listen to a valuable podcast, you see it as a waste of time that just takes away from your life. You don't see the benefits of what it will add to you if you just spend a few minutes here on the Mitch Race podcast or any other podcast where you can get value from. Poor long term decision making. Scarcity can make it difficult to plan for the future as you are consumed with immediate needs and fears. That's where I was with that's one of the things that my scarcity mindset created. It made me fearful to want to launch myself into the future. It told me that no, you can't do that right now. You got bills to pay. You can't do that right now because you don't have enough money. You can't think about investing in yourself right now because you've got other fish to fry. You've got bigger problems going on in your life. You need to reserve your energy and your time to think about your job, and you need to do that because that's safe. Even being safe, see, is a scarcity mindset because you're thinking, how can I be secure? That can lead to poor long term decision making because it would have been a very, very poor decision, a very impoverished decision had I actually listened and subscribed to that mindset and did not move forward, because we would never be having this conversation and this information would have remained locked. You might have heard it from somewhere else, but it wouldn't have been for me. And I'm valuable, just as you are valuable. No one is going to do the things and bring the things to life, no matter how many of these things we've seen already. And that's why comparison, you cannot compare yourself to anyone else. Because what's meant for you is meant for you. You only, not for anyone else. And we cannot subscribe to that mindset. It's a scarcity mindset that is created from that type of thinking. So, what are the, oh, yeah, I've got one more. This is a good one. Neglect of self care and relationships. The constant worry and lack of resources can lead to neglecting preventative health care, important relationships, and self care activities. Do you know that when you're worried and you have a scarcity mindset, that you're not thinking about exercising, you're not thinking about losing weight, you're not thinking about how can I overcome hardship, you're not thinking about how can I budget and save money. And there are many icons on here that understand this principle because these are the very zones of genius that they operate in. And I would suggest you seek them out. But you're not thinking about that. You're so traumatized. We are so traumatized by the events that are taking place that we neglect important relationships and people. So what do? We run and hide. We don't answer the text. We don't answer the phone. We don't call. We don't keep in touch. This has happened with people, and they don't understand that really that it's a lack of They think it's a lack of, they don't understand that it's really a lack of, the focus is on what they don't have. That becomes the focus, not about how can I get out of it, not about how exercise is going to help me to overcome, not about how God can help me, because we become about the scarcity. We become more about the thing than we do about the source. We become more about the thing, the problem, the challenge, the concern, the worry, the obstacle, than about the source. So now let's jump into causes of a scarcity mindset: financial trauma, experiencing job loss. Dallas knows something about this. Unexpected bills. We all know something about this. Or other financial hardships. DC knows something about this. So is always destined for greatness. Or other financial hardships can ingrain a belief in limited resources. We actually believe that our resources are limited because we've been traumatized on some level by our finances. I had financial trauma. You have to call out the 800-pound gorilla in the room. You have to get to the point where you're calling out the 800-pound gorillas in your room, in your life. That is the only way change happens. And then you have to make effort, take action to overcome it. That's why investing in yourself becomes key. Time, money, resources, people, they're all investments. Marketing tactics. Marketers can use the scarcity principle to create a fear of missing out, tricking people into thinking a product is limited and encouraging impulsive purchases. So watch out for those, because I'm not trying to sell you on anything. I'm not trying to sell you on a product. What I'm hoping is I can sell you on yourself, and that is investing in yourself and understanding what a scarcity mindset can cost you. And the only thing that I can tell you is I'm presenting my perspective and my story to you, because it's my perspective and my story that I can share with you from experience as to what has happened. And if it's happened to me, I am sure 100% without a doubt that it's happened to so many other people, and so many other people have talked themselves out. They have not sold themselves on themselves, which is why they're still struggling to find themselves, to find their purpose, to connect. They're so distracted. I'm going to go to some of your comments because I see you lighting it up. Thank you so much. How to overcome it: practice gratitude. Focus on and appreciate the things you do have rather rather than dwelling on what you lack. Focus and focus on and appreciate the things you do have rather than dwelling on what you lack. Heighten your sense of gratitude. Practice it every day. Shift your focus to needs versus wants, because there is a difference. Ask yourself, why do I want it? And do I actually need it before pursuing a desire? Do you want a new cell phone? Do you want a smart TV? Do you want a new watch? Or do you want to be coached? Do you want to join a thriving community? Do you want to find your purpose? Which one of those do you want? Which one of those do you need? Think about that for a minute. Shift your focus to needs versus what you want. If you're too focused on what you want and not enough of what you need, you're never going to find what you really need in life, what you really want in life. You will always have a scarcity mindset because no matter what you get, it'll never be enough. And you still won't have what you want. You still won't be in purpose. You still won't be happy. And happiness is a whole nother story, ain't it? Cultivate an abundance mindset. This is how you overcome it. This is the opposite of scarcity, where you believe in plentiful resources and opportunities. That's where I was at one point. I needed so badly to cultivate an abundance mindset. And I'm so glad that God opened up a door so I could cultivate that abundance mindset and stop looking at what I did not have and the trauma and turmoil and negativity that I was going through and allowing myself to go through and put myself through. Sometimes we do that to ourselves without realizing it. Whereas I did not believe in plentiful resources at the time, I couldn't see it. Whereas I wasn't looking for another opportunity to invest in myself, I didn't want to do it. But I did what was hard so that it would become easier in my life and give me peace. So another way to overcome it as we take this thing in for a nice landing is we come down to earth. Seek help if needed. If you have experienced trauma or are feeling overwhelmed, a mental health professional can provide support and guidance because sometimes that's exactly what it is that you need. My friends and family, valuable family, thank you. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to now read some of your comments, but I hope you got tons and tons of value today. And I just want to say this in the next 11 days, next Wednesday, 9/24 at 6 p.m., I will be presenting a free masterclass, 4 steps to reframe negative and scarcity thinking to a positive, abundant, confident self image. It'll be sponsored by Reframe University. A link will be available soon. In the event that the website is not up, you will receive a link. I know that some of you have requested already. I want you to know why. Yes, as soon as a link is created, I will send that to you. Although I'm really working to make sure that the website is functioning so that you can register at reframeuniversity.co. That's reframeuniversity.co. Don't go there yet. Don't go there yet, okay? Sort of like inviting people into your home and there's no furniture, there's no food, there's no refrigerator, there's no anything. It's just you. You got a chair. Yeah. So I want to thank you. Okay. I'm going to go in and read some of your comments. I'm going to just pop over to Facebook and just say, also give some greetings as well. Okay. Let's see what we got going over here. Bear with me because I always have to clear out some windows. But I want to thank you for being here. I see you already. Registered before the registration. Wow. Here we go. All right, Strong Island. Way to go. Thank you so much, Nigeria. Thank you for loving my live. I appreciate you. Thank you. There's a whole bunch of other comments that I can see here. I don't know if it's going to allow me to actually go down and see every one of them. If it does not, please forgive me, but I will be answering them when I go to Facebook because It's kind of weird like that, and when you're on your live and you don't see everything. Instagram is a little bit cleaner and clearer. But let's go to some of these comments, okay? Because I feel like, again, I want to make sure that you have gotten great value from this and that you can now go on with the portion of your Saturday and enjoy your weekend. It's beautiful outside. All right, DC, scarcity mindset can restrict you from altering your thinking. Yes, occasionally settling for happiness and never giving consideration to strive for and experiencing joy. I want to thank you very, very much, DC. He can tell you about money, by the way, and scarcity mindset when it comes to money. Okay. Marketing tactics can go far to illegally manipulate you from your own bag and potential. Yes, I agree. Very, very much so. Florida agrees with DC. Thank you. Mitch's poll this morning strengthens our push to improve and excel. Wonderful. Florida, now that's a word we're so traumatized until we don't want to see or hear or even think about anything. Nothing. Thank God you're helping us not to be trapped in our mind of being traumatized. Absolutely, Nettie. I'm so happy that I can do that. And yeah, we can't, how they say you can't see the forest for the trees. Well, we can't see the positive outcome for the trauma. Yes, I agree with you. DC does. Yeah, I'm going to say, yeah, Mr. Smith, you're just killing it with those comments. Sure is. Don't feed the big bad boogeyman who dwells rent free in your head. Absolutely. Wow, some of these great, great comments here. Self investment must come to the rescue after scarcity mindset. DC, you're on fire. Somebody get a hose over there real quick. Okay, fire extinguisher, something, blanket. No, don't smother him. Okay, we need his fire. We need his light. We need his energy. Just want to make sure I have not missed saying hello to anyone as well and greeting anyone. I'm going to head back over to Facebook real quick. I see you. I see you. I see you. Janae, I see you here. Thank you so very much. I just don't, where are you from anyway? And you may have even said it. Can you put it in the comments, please? But thank you for being here. Again, I'm going to go over some of these comments. I hope that you found great value. This has been Scarcity Mindset. Is it hindering you from next level greatness? Is it hindering you from next level greatness? I want to encourage you to again to be at that master class. You will see a link. You'll see more posts going up about it, and just keep checking the stories. Check the reels I send out. Subscribe. Some of you are so great with that. Continue to share with others, continue to encourage others, let them know that they can find help here on the Mitch Race podcast and from me. I'm in it long term. This is my life's work and I'm loving it. That being said, again, until another, I appreciate your support. I appreciate you being here again, investing another time out with me. Again, until another, reframe your vision, reframe your value, and reframe your victory. I'll see you next week. Have a wonderful, an amazing, and an iconic weekend. Ciao for now.